We're live. We're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is my good friend, Bobby Scumaci.
Mike.
God damn. It is good.
Buddy.
It is good. Bobby, can you believe that we tried this whole podcast thing just during the middle of COVID? Because what the fuck are we all supposed to do? You know?
That's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. I don't even know really how long it's been, but it's been a while.
6 months or something.
No, God, no. It's been terrible. But you were like my second guest, or one of my second guests, and the podcast has been awesome. It was doing really, really good. And we took a break because some fucking crazy person decided to build a comedy club during
Unbelievable.
pandemic, you know.
In Batavia.
In Batavia. So we'll talk about that later.
Yes,
Because we're going to get some comedians back. We're going to get this podcast up and running again. And I'm so glad that we started off with my very good friend, Bobby Scumaci, who's in so many awesome bands. Let's talk about him real quick. First of all, there's High Infidelity.
High Infidelity.
Right. And then talk about PBJ, please. Tell me all about PBJ.
So, well, let's start with High Infidelity.
Okay.
We collectively love playing your club.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you and all the other clubs, the venues that stuck it out during the hard time for all the bands to come and all you people. What a great audience you have today. Yep. Yeah. And we still enjoy doing what we're doing, so we're still doing it.
Yeah, and you guys are killing it.
Killing it. We've got a couple new members.
You guys just played here last Friday, right?
Last Friday, had a good turnout. A lot of fun. Danny Weymouth on bass now.
Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
And Jim and Dave and Danny, Dave Urich.
Oh, yeah, I love Dave.
Yep, awesome. Fun band. And then PBJ, which is just, that's our Thursday night baby that was just only plays here. But we will play other places, but not on Thursdays.
Not on Thursdays, absolutely. Yeah, and PBJ, just so everybody knows, it's Bobby's on keyboards, which is amazing. But what's also really cool, and I try to tell everybody this, is that Bobby also, they don't have a bass player in the group, which is so weird because at a club like this, there's always a bass player, right? And I'm always like, what the fuck? So when I was like, what they doing? And then eventually I went up to, I think it was Jeff, the drummer. I talked to Jeff, and I was like, how do you guys do without the bass player? And this is because I was ignorant and I didn't know anybody. He's like, Bobby's doing all the bass. So then it got fun. Then I started watching, and like I would watch your left hand just do the bass, like take the bass part over. And is that why you have the two keyboards?
No.
Oh, no.
I have the two keyboards because the variety of sounds I can get to right away.
Oh.
So I can be doing a piano and a bass on the bottom keyboard and bring in some strings or a Hammond organ on the top, or a clavinet. And
all right, explain clavinet. What's a clavinet?
Clavinet's a short little sound,
like a
that
ding, ding,
kind
ding,
of
ding.
like if you think of Stevie Wonder or
Give me
Stevie
some.
Wonder.
Do you give it some Stevie?
I don't know if we have a clavinet here.
Oh, do we? Does it work on that thing or no? Do you know Andrew? Does it have one? Maddie? By the way, while he's doing that, I just got to introduce my guys. I got Maddie and Andrew and Tristan out there, and they are the production studio, if you will, production manual. No, maybe not. Does it? No? No. All right, we'll edit in later. We'll edit in later. So yeah.
we like to keep the band small. Originally, PBJ was Paul Bolger, Johnny V.
Shout out Paul and Johnny.
Yeah, those two started it, and then somewhere way on the south side, a place called Joe Daniels, they invited me in to play piano, and I'm kind of that guy that I like to have drums.
Yeah.
I need some boom boom, because at some point in the night, for me, people come in and they're like, hey, can you spruce it up a little bit, or can you play this? And they're looking to dance, and for me, it's always been a little strange to just have unless it's ambient music and it's supposed to be there in the background. So instead, we brought that element to it and started having, I think Billy Romer was one of the first guys to play percussion with us.
That's awesome.
At one point, I brought out an accordion.
Did you?
Yeah, to Joe Daniels on the south side, and we tried a little bit of that, which was terrible.
Okay.
And we ended up with PBJ, and somewhere along the line, Jeff Kissel joined in.
Love Jeff. Hey, by the way, this drum set that you're seeing in the background right here, Jeff just redid all the steel on it, all brand new. He's a badass. Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah, he is good.
He's the best.
Yeah.
So, so the people out there that are listening to this that don't really know who Bobby is, Bobby played with Dave Mason and a bunch of other fantastic musicians for a while now. Like shoot me when you and Dave are touring. Like, give me a time.
So early 90s.
Early 90s, okay.
It lasted, the better part of that decade.
Okay.
And then there was a few return spots there, early 2000s, up until 9/11 happened.
Oh.
And then it was just becoming very difficult to travel.
That makes sense. Just like the pandemic, very difficult to travel.
Oh, yeah. There was one occasion where I had my Hammond drawbars in my carry bag, and they were insisting that I turn it on, and I'm like, it doesn't work that way. I don't have any of the power boxes or anything. They're like, no, you got to turn it on. And I'm looking at the garbage can like, they're going to make me throw this away.
Did they or no?
No.
Oh, thank God.
So somebody in line, somebody that worked there that was near the line knew what I was dealing with and said, hey, that's a keyboard. It's a sound module. Am I screwing things up here?
No, I'm trying to the mic so it's there.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Do not move your head, but look at your eyes like this. So,
Andrew comes and just takes you out right there.
I hear that Dave Mason is writing his memoir.
Oh, nice.
I know a lot of people are super excited to hear that
or
read that.
I want to read what he talks about Jimmy about. I would love to know what his opinion on Hendrix and all those guys.
Hendrix, right. Yeah. So I'm not going to, I know a few things from Dave, traveling with him, but let's save it for the book.
Yeah, I can't wait.
But Dave is still out there touring and his band, and he's got a great band, and I cherish those years.
Oh, I bet you do.
I guess those 10 years in the 90s, and then a few of the return segments I had with him just really brought a different light to my career and what I was doing. It opened up some really great doors for me. So I'm forever thankful.
And also, didn't you like tour the world too?
Yeah, we traveled quite a bit. I mean, it was nonstop touring.
What was one of your favorite cities that you played at?
In this country?
No, in like the world. What was not this country, what was a weird city that you went to that you played at? You were like, I didn't really expect it to be like this.
Well, I think Japan was kind of an eye-opener.
Did you play Tokyo?
We did play Tokyo.
Awesome.
We did extensive touring in Japan. And I don't know if there was a favorite place to play. They were all just real high-end, efficient. So at one point, this is a cool little story. We, the band had finished playing, and we went down to, I think, down a level in this complex we were in to do the merch table, signing and hanging out. And I didn't think we were there that long, but anyway, we went back, trying to go back up and grab our little carry bags and stuff we use. And the entire stage, lights, instruments, all gone. They were packed up that fast.
Efficient.
Very efficient. And the travel was awesome. Hotel rooms were tiny.
The fans?
The fans were awesome. I mean, for the majority of it, the fans were awesome. But that was interesting because the technology in the early 90s was far beyond what we were doing here in America.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it was walking into the electronics store was like crazy.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. My TV was huge back home at the time, and they had flat screens. They had really advanced headphones and stuff that hadn't quite made it to America yet.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
the one thing that I thought was really weird was that they had a waterproof cell phone years before we did.
Really?
And I was like, that seems like the most important thing that you want on your phone is waterproof.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's the first thing we should be making.
Oh God. Yeah. And did you hear that we are making cell phones now? We're actually got a couple companies that are opening up in the United States. And we're making cell phones now?
That's a great
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we're all trying to push for, is us to be efficient here in our own country.
Yeah, amen to that.
Get
not
that
relying on any other shit.
right.
Especially because we have a badass country with tons of resources.
Made in America,
No, it's huge.
which is up to our, our officials to make it affordable for us to, or somewhat affordable. As you know, running the entertainment clubs and the comedy club, it's a fine line.
It's
with,
an interesting world for sure.
yeah. I think all the band leaders and any business people can feel the same way. It's like it's so expensive to do business. You're like really. That's why we're, Hi-Fi and PBJ and all us bands are so thankful to you guys.
Yeah, we need
Hanging
fans.
in there, no
we need
one-
people to come out, get out of their house, and then get out in the sun and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're blessed. And actually, it's cool because I know a lot of actually, speaking of shout out, I got our boy Bill Furlong's out in the audience there.
Hey, Bill Furlong.
And we got to give a shout out because he is an awesome dude that actually I met through you, Bobby.
Ah,
You introduced him to me, and it was 12 years, 13 years ago, probably about. And Bill is. Bobby introduced him to me because I told Bobby my image of I want to give an homage to all these great artists. I want to put their paintings on the wall. I want to put their lyrics on the tables so people don't forget these amazing musicians, right? Mason being one of them, And so you gave me like, oh, you know what? You got to talk to Bill. He's a great artist. And then I went to your studio and you had an awesome Paul McCartney at your studio.
oh yeah.
I love that
so
painting.
my studio was like mediocre equipment
Yeah.
at best, and then Bill Furlong brought in all these amazing paintings of the Beatles, Dave Mason. I mean, it was just crazy. So then people were like coming to the studio just kind of to walk through the museum sort of. They're like, wait, who did this? And kind of made my room popular, Bill.
Hey, I've used and abused them here. I got paintings all over here. And then I'll tell you a story, Bobby. I don't think you know this one and that. So at the comedy club, Bill did the paintings there, right? And then you see the one with Dave Chappelle, the big Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
Right? Isn't that beautiful looking?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. So Maya,
Full-size Dave
full-size.
Chappelle. Yeah.
So Maya Lopez, or Maya, oh God, I'm screw up her name and kill me. Anyway, Maya's a good friend. She's a New York comedian, and she actually knows Chappelle. They're comedian in the circles and stuff. So she took a picture of it and said, "Hey, you're hanging in this bar that I just did my set, and he hearted it." And I was like, "Dave Chappelle hearted it."
Right. Another week or two, there'll be like a lawyer at
Right. Not gonna,
Mike's office. Like, yeah, we need 14% of your last take over the.
excuse me, you're using the image. No, as long as I put, just like lyrics, as long as I tell and over at the comedy club, we're doing kind of the same thing. We're putting like one-line famous jokes by like George Carlin, and like kind of how we have like the,
Oh, nice.
the lyrics here.
Yeah.
So
By the way, folks, one of the main reasons I said yes to doing a podcast was to give some shout outs to all the people, the owners of the venues, Mike, for here at Evenflow, which is in Geneva, Illinois. Great variety of music here. Look at their calendar. Also, the Comedy Vault in Batavia, Illinois, which is Mike and Liz, and probably some other folks. But either way, shout out to them. My wife and I have gone there 2, 3, 4 times, and just had a blast every
I
time.
love when he does it 2 and 3, 4
2,
times.
3, 4
times.
one night I was sitting with Bill Furlong and Mike and Lisa and myself, and Liz was there. It was like a family reunion, and great comedians. You guys really knocked it out of the park there. So, but shout out. One of the reasons I said yes to this is to give you guys a shout out of hanging in there and sustaining.
Thank you. Sustain. Oh God. I love
Through
it.
all this craziness that went on, and if you guys don't know out there what what all of us went through, the bands, the venues, pretty much every business that you can think of, really had a hard time.
Really did.
So
and I'm going to give a shout out real quick too to a bunch of people out there, and you know who you are. So, Bobby, I'm going to tell you right now that during the worst part of it, when we did open, because we did close for 6 months, but when we did reopen, we were making about 1/6 of what we were selling the year before.
Right.
And you can't survive on that.
No.
And so with just some pure luck and some good thing, we were able to punch through. But the one thing that was really awesome, Bobby, is that my staff was getting tipped the same way that if we were packed. You know what I'm
Yay,
saying?
good,
so,
good,
So the
good.
customers, so give a huge shout out. You know who all you regulars are out there, and also
Yeah.
good people that are just good
Yeah.
tippers. I mean, it really, really, and what that allowed me to do is keep morale here going, because morale was down. You know,
Yeah.
But you walk away with some good tips, and people like your service.
Right.
Morale goes up.
Right.
So we're just blessed. What do you want? We're just lucky.
Yeah, we're all very fortunate to have each other to lean on. I know a lot of the bands that we all work with and the venues really had a tough time at that. And nothing stops. The rent don't stop. The insurance and
electricity.
the electric.
Electricity doesn't stop.
Sadly, that you wouldn't think that there's a person connected to those entities that would be like, we really have to give some kind of, something. Although some people got their PPE loans and.
I got Dave Portney, the guy from Barstool out in New York. He's the one that helped me out a lot and kept the business going, because what he did, Bobby, is he got money from like really rich guys, like football players, Tom Brady, blah, 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 blah. And he gave that money back tax-free to the businesses that got hurt the most, like me, like us, the places
nice.
you play at. And so what he did is he took the taxes that you had in the previous, and whatever you were minus on that, he donated that money tax-free to the business. That's how I kept it alive. Isn't that amazing? And I'm going to tell you this.
Wait, who was that?
His name is Dave Portnier. He's in Barstool. Do you know Barstool?
His name sounds
Yeah,
familiar.
he just opened one in Chicago, but he's huge in New York. He's a really rich, I guess, what would you call him, a philanthropist? Yeah, you call him like a philanthropist, right? Yeah, and he's a really smart guy. And anyway, he totally saved my place. So shout out to Dave. God bless him.
Yeah, Dave.
But here's the deal. I'm gonna go back now. So I'm gonna go back to, okay. Let's really get to the real shot. Papa Scumaci. Okay. So here's the deal. So Bobby came here before I even opened this place. He was in the building. He couldn't wait to get it going. He was a friend. I used to book Bobby at High Infidelity at Walter Payne's Roundhouse. That's how I met you. That's how I met you and Jim and Dave and all those guys.
Yeah.
Those are the only guys still in the band, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, that's how I met Bobby. Then Bobby came here and talked about his father. Now, your dad owned how many clubs in the South Side of Chicago?
So I guess there was a few before I was born.
Okay.
So really my focus was always on the ones that I seen, which was Lake Delavan, and one in Chicago and one in Hickory Hills.
Hickory Hills.
That's kind of where I got to, do my, as a young kid, see the talents and all the mega talents coming through.
And you
there.
played keys on his stage a lot, right?
Not a lot, but yes, yeah, we played. And we were just beginning, But my brothers and I managed to put together a set, and I think it was maybe like go ahead and play. But then people liked it, and they liked Joe's voice. My brother Joe's got a great voice, and we started doing more intelligent material. I mean, this literally started with like. Hey, Little Red Riding Hood and Sweet 16, you're beautiful and you're mine, that kind of stuff. But there was an element of Dad that he loved the shows, and he always put together these big shows that he would include the kids if he wanted to, be in the band and play this show material, which really kind of got me into the bigger band, instead of a 4-piece, you got, 8 people, 6 people, 10 people doing this show, and lots of dancers. And so it kind of just put me up there. But yeah, he was, from my perspective, nothing's changed. There's trials in owning a business. There's things that go super well. There's things I seen you try, the same as my dad, they tried different kinds of things, different shows and that, and see what happens. Like jazz, I thought, for Evenflow, I thought jazz night would be a big call in Geneva, but maybe, who knows?
Yeah, it just didn't work.
Yeah, at that time or
work,
whatever, or
We tried, and I'm gonna tell you right now, we had the best here, we had Freed Hawk here if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Friedhock.
Friedhock, thank you.
Yeah,
and
amazing.
If nobody knows who he is, he actually wrote some songs with Sting, and he's just a ridiculous jazz player.
He's a master.
He's a
guitar player,
fucking
yeah.
master. The
Yeah.
guy is unbelievable.
Can we say fuck?
Fuck yeah.
I like saying.
This is a bar. Did you? We serve alcohol here. We serve a lot of fucking alcohol.
Have a fucking drink.
Yeah, have a fucking drink. Anybody? So, no, but yeah, dude. So let's get back to this. So Papa Scumaci, okay? I never met him, but Bobby taught me so much through just what his father taught him when I was opening this, because I was a sponge. Believe me, the thing that was really hard and difficult about this was that I didn't know anybody that ever opened a live music bar. Like, so I was just going off the cuff. Like, I didn't have a teacher to call. I had my old bosses, Steve Faye and John Ray. They helped me out because they knew business, but they didn't know this business. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I had to cut my teeth at it. So when you would come in here, I'd be a fucking sponge. In fact, I would be like, here's another drink. You want another drink, Bobby? You want another drink?
Lord knows it's hard to get me to talk.
But the one word that resonates, and I swear to God, if I ever get one tattoo, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be sustain.
Sustain.
Right? And you taught me that, but your dad taught you that.
Yeah.
And when shit hits the fan here and you can't pay the bills, or you get an employee that steals from you, or whatever happens,
Yeah.
and you gotta just fucking sustain. And then COVID hit, and I'm like,
Well, back
Papa
up.
Scumaci.
Back up a little bit. If somebody steals from you, then they go down to the
The basement.
There's a room down here.
The boiler room. And they go in the boiler room.
Be warned. There's a room. So, 'cause I taught him all that my dad taught me. No, I'm kidding.
No. Your dad had
You
the
know
room.
what? It was
They got
sustained.
cameras now.
I just can't. I seen you do the same thing he did. You guys were in here yourselves, building stages, putting lights up that you couldn't afford,
Right.
but you needed the lights for the people, so the people were happy. I mean, the sacrifices are insane.
Dude.
It really is. You're giving your whole life to hope that people come in the door and like.
What your product is.
Right.
Yeah. It's the American way, but at the same point.
Listen, folks, as we're talking, there is an amazingly beautiful dog
Oh.
in the audience.
We bring
Do we have a name for the dog?
Bring her up. Get her on the camera, guys.
Shawzy.
Get her up here.
Shawzy could be called Jawzy,
Hey, Shawzy.
depending on how Shawzy reacts to. Yeah, I think we should meet Shawzy.
By the way, we're not in trouble because we're not open yet. Technically, we're a closed bar, so we're fine.
Oh my gosh, look at this puppy. Hi, baby. Look at you. Oh my God. This dog can kick my ass. Right here.
Bobby, you got doggies, right?
I got doggies. We got 3 doggies. Let me see. They are a big part of our lives.
Tell me about them.
Yeah, they're right up there with the kids too. So they're just loving. Look at this. I mean,
He's a very good boy.
if we can get
That's Abby, everyone, by the way. Say hi.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Abby.
Pleased to meet you, Bobby.
Oh, you're gonna play the keys?
Shawzy wants to play some songs.
Play some songs?
Can we just get a headshot of Shawzy playing the piano, and then I'll put my fingers up there, and then we'll.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I just think dogs are. If we can get humans to act like dogs, just the basic respect, we'll be doing better.
Yeah.
You know, we have to do better, America. We have to do better to each other.
Yes, we do.
Treat people well.
Yep. And listen.
And don't be shocked when you get treated like shit because you treated somebody like shit.
Yeah, I know the golden rule, right? I mean, it's just people just need to listen more and listen to other people's ideas. You know,
Ideas or just their thoughts and let people be who they are. I
Right.
mean, providing. I mean, my whole thing is always. As long as your religion doesn't mean you need to kill me, whatever your religion is, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
I don't want to minus that at all.
no, not
But
at all.
if your religion is, I got to kill you
Then that's
for
yeah.
a virgin or something,
Or 40 of them.
I'm gonna kill you back. Then. So, but no, I think we can do a lot better.
No, and we are. And actually, I think when we do crawl out of this, whatever this thing we're in, you know, and obviously, hopefully nothing happens in Europe, you know, I think we are going to get the Roaring 20s back. I think we are going to get, Bobby, you know this, we're ants. We like crawling over each other. We like being in big rooms. We like, the biggest stadiums, they make them bigger. There's a reason, because we like to do it.
Right.
So
right.
it's like we can't take away what we are. you know? So,
right.
And I just pray that, like you said, but you know what though, Bobby, to be honest with you, like ever since this was hit, we've had a couple angry nights and a couple angry people, but most people are very good to each other. Most people are.
Yeah, there was a program on that my wife and I started watching, and it was based in the late 1800s, and I'm sure a lot of people know of what I'm referencing, but it's not much different now than it was then. Like if you traveled, there was possibly some bandits or some people that were going to rob you or some Indians that were going to shoot at you, and you needed to, you know, but now we're so polarized with,
right,
you know, Facebook, and it's kind of, Facebook to me is kind of this gigantic sound off,
right,
that everybody can just put their own feelings into. Sadly, as a musician, I view it as, hey, you guys, we're playing here, we're playing this venue, please come support us and listen to some great music, and we'll try and represent that music the best we can or make it entertaining. But somehow it became this voice of the...
It's here, I'll show you the evil.
It's what karaoke did for shower singers.
I'll show you what the evil is. It's this thing. This is the evil.
That's terrible.
Because you know, I heard somebody say that it was really cool. It was like right after they invented the printing press, right? The Bible became the #1 book printed over the entire world, right? Okay, and it was. He said, imagine if everybody got a printing press at once. That's what these things are. Everybody in the world got a printing press at once. And we don't know what to do because everybody's typing all the time and constantly something and pissing somebody off or something. And it's
we were
very interesting.
Talking at the front of this podcast, we were talking with one of the producers here, and we were talking about certain times that people engage right away on the Facebook and social media thing. And it's sadly the first thing in the morning that people do.
First thing in the morning.
It's like, you know, what did everybody do? What did you eat for breakfast? It's like, good Lord. But so it be.
That's how it is. One of I can't remember his full name, but one of our judicial judge in the Supreme Court, he said that the first thing he turns to the newspaper is a sports section because he knows the sports section is not bad news. You know what I mean? I mean, if your team loses, but it's not bad news, right?
Yeah, for some people.
Right. But he never turned to the front page because it was always bad news, right? And that's kind of what social media is.
The first three. So there's never bad news here at Evenflow.
Unless we run out of alcohol, which
right.
would need a lot of people to do that.
I don't know. Always well-staffed. I want to give a shout out to your kitchen help because I come in here on some of the Thursdays and I just didn't have a time to be home first, so I'll grab a burger. Everything's always fresh. I can tell that from being in the restaurant, near the industry for a long time, that the oil's changed. It's not, your tots don't taste like the fish fillet.
No. That's rule 1 right there.
Yeah. And I just think that there's still some people in the Geneva area and the surrounding communities that have yet to discover.
I agree.
Evenflow. I come as soon as I come in, I'm like, Mike and Tom, can we open the drapes? Can we have a visual so people feel welcome to come in? Otherwise, it might be a scary bar. They don't know if they're going to walk in and see a bunch of Bobby Scumacis. Like, yeah, what do you want?
Hey, what do you want?
You want a broken leg or a fat lip? So that's really the way I think, but I hold it back. I have to kind of think of it's hard to do, think before you talk. I'm pretty sure if we ever get to the point where they're scanning our brains, I will not be able to fly.
No, they'll ground you for sure.
They'll be like, we probably need to put him away.
God, could you imagine if literally just what we're thinking is tattooed on our forehead? I would be.
Oh no!
I would definitely be in jail.
No, so much trouble.
Yeah.
But it could get there.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Definitely possible.
So they do a quick scan and they, pass you on.
Elon's making one of those things right now.
He's amazing.
He is pretty cool.
I'm so I don't know what's going on with me, but I've been watching every bit of documentary that I can on Elon Musk.
It's because we don't realize, but he's our generation's engineer. Like I try to call him like Isaac Newton or something like that, but they said no because he's an engineer. He's not a physicist or a mathematician.
Yeah.
He's just that level of an engineer. I mean, the guy put a goddamn car in space and then landed it, and it didn't blow up. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you his magic word has got to be perseverance.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
In fact, one of the videos I watched, they were kind of asking him some questions of what made him go, you know, what gets him going. But he's just kind of the same thing as a lot of hardworking people that we all know. Sometimes it's around the clock. Sometimes you just sleep at the warehouse.
Yep.
Or the recording studio and get up and start again, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a nice time. It looks like I can say to you that watching Evenflow grow from the very beginning, you've done so good, so well for the community.
Thank you.
For listening to the people that were, you know, the chamber, Geneva Chamber, giving advice, and you working with them, and the fire department and the police, and your first responders night. Is that still happening or no?
No, we're not doing that right now, but we will. We're
Okay,
going to kick
right.
that back up again. No, but and Bobby, I'm a lucky. Listen, I'm a lucky fuck because my staff, my team, I call them. What am I, an idiot? My team, they're amazing, and they have been through the fucking thick and the thin of it, and they keep
Yeah.
a smile on their face, and they just keep rocking. And it's
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, we love PBJ. Just loves the staff here, and we can't say enough about Mike. And it's not because he's sitting next to
Yeah,
me.
it is, and I'm paying him. I'm throwing him hundreds.
Here's another 100, so I'm
here it
walking
is,
away
here
with
you
like
go.
4, maybe 5 today.
Hey, it's marketing, you
but
motherfucker.
honest-
It's commercial.
Honest, while a lot of musicians were sitting at home like, what the fuck are we gonna do now with this, you know, the pandemic? And Mike's like, come on and play.
Yep.
And I figured out a way to pay you guys, and there was a couple nights I know there was not a lot of people in here, and the band said, don't, just give us this, you know, or something. People working together will always be it's a nice way to live, just to be aware of who's in front of you and what they might be going through as well.
Right.
So I sound like I'm preaching, but God damn it, be nicer to each other. I don't think any of us have a problem being rude and tough and mean. You know, big deals. So what? You know.
We go back on this, like, talk about your preaching again. Do you remember how we were going to try to do a gospel brunch? We should try to pick that back up again. Do you think do we still got those guys?
Yes.
Can we do
when
that?
I left here,
Yeah.
Friday night, I was driving home after playing with Hi-Fi here.
Right.
And I thought about that.
Let's do gospel brunch.
Yeah.
You want to do it on Sunday?
So, well, I think what we need to do is throw it out to the audience that are going to see this podcast and ask them a couple things.
Yeah, I'll never ask for a like and anything, but if you guys like gospel brunch.
Chime in and let us know if you would like a truly professional gospel brunch with our great, you know, cooks back there. And
Yeah, speaking of Antonio and Lucy, they are the best.
They
and
are the best.
They make unbelievable flavors, and we
Yeah.
love them, and they're hard, fucking awesome people.
Yeah.
Very blessed. So yeah, we could do something like that for sure. And actually, they're looking for more hours too. So yes, the answer is yes.
So
know?
we'll try a gospel brunch and see if y'all come in and enjoy that. And then I know we're talking about another Wednesday.
Yeah, you and Lupe are working on that.
Yeah. So Lupe has a line dancing country night going on.
And that's we do that every other Wednesday, right? Hey,
Yeah, it's the second and the fourth Wednesdays.
right.
And then Mike and I and Lupe are talking about adding something on Wednesdays. Possibly Bobby and Friends. So there's some things in the work that I'm
And
not
you were
gonna-
teasing me a little bit because you were gonna maybe with Bobby and Friends you might do some more like kind of crazy little funky shit, a little bit different.
Yeah, stuff that's challenging to play and that some people wouldn't play because of the complexity of it. Or
Who's a keyboardist that you absolutely love, but you don't even try to play him because he's so good, or do you just mess them all? Do you just play
like
them?
most everybody I listen to.
Pretty much everybody.
So recently, you guys, we lost Mike Finnegan, who
Oh, yeah.
first time I heard that name was through Dave Mason, that he was on David's records. But then after falling in love with his voice is amazing too. But I don't know if he was jazz gone rock or classical gone rock. There was something definitely happening there.
Michael Finnegan, when did he pass?
Michael Finnegan. Okay, this is a few months back, maybe
that's okay.
6-7 months. But he's literally toured and recorded on so many records that we all listen to. And there's a guy that I can't ever be him, I don't think. So I don't even try. I just try to do the best that I can for me. There's so many, even locally, all you guys, the keyboardists that are out there, Christian and John Kaki and David Ellen. David Ellen, I don't know exactly what happened with his operation or which saved his life, but either way, he walked out only having the use of his left hand, but you wouldn't know that to go watch him play.
Really?
Yeah, he's just killing it. Just so amazing. He's still Dave Ellen, It's like, but you back when he had two hands, it was stupid good. Even. So,
There's a couple of jokes there that I'm trying to.
yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep this real good and
No, fuck that.
not freaking out. But there's so many good players, guitar players. Holy crap, man. We are just in the mecca. But keyboard players, I mean, any of the Yes guys, any of the Moody Blues guys,
Yes.
I'm not that. That's amazing, and thank God, because we don't want to all be the same.
Right. For some reason I've been getting into real heavy, watching a lot of live stuff, and there's some good live stuff. Supertramp has some really good live stuff, and I didn't realize they had 3 different keyboardists that sang.
Really?
Yeah. They were freaking out of control.
They struck a chord with me early on, like when that first came out, that Fender Rhodes or Wurlitzer or whatever was going on in the background of their stuff. I do think it was Fender Rhodes.
I was amazed at how good they are.
Hammond organ, any of that organic good stuff is me, just brings me right there. Attention. Supertramp's great bands. I mean, how many great bands did we grow up with? What's funny, Mike, is as I get older and I'm listening to the younger music, I'm my dad. I'm like, what is that shit? No wonder you're committing crime. Like, what the hell are you listening to? And then
No, you're more talented than that. You are.
I know. I'm open-minded because
Let's talk about Legend Has It. You mixed Legend Has It, and that was fucking awesome. I loved it. I mean, that was very progressive compared to what you normally do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Shout out to Legend Has It out there.
Yes.
And Dan, if you're out there, Dan, shout out to you too, brother.
Oh yeah, I thought Dan was coming through town playing drums with some other band. They were going to be at the law office, and
Who was the key player on Legend Has It?
Colin.
Oh, that guy was a murderer.
There you go. He's a monster.
Murderer. That dude's a murderer.
So when somebody says that guy's a monster, it's not to be afraid of him. It means that he really knows what
he's a monster. He scares you how good he is.
Oh,
That's
man.
what I mean.
Yeah, because he's just a freak on knowing what to do and how to do it. And,
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
just
hope he's still jamming out there.
great guy. I hope I didn't tell this story last time, but we were actually recording the Legend Has It record during a time that Hostess Foods decided they were going to close their doors. So everybody got in their cars and went to the different stores around the area to see how much ho-hos, ding-dongs, and cupcakes we can get. Oh, thank you so much. And it turned
Thanks,
out
bro.
to be,
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
this is whiskey.
He's just straight scotch.
Disguised as Diet Coke.
It's scotch with food coloring.
But it turned out to be like this sugar coma for all of us. Colin, at one point, was laying on the ground, just like, I think I got some pictures somewhere, but we had a great time. The horn players, Ron, Jacoby, and
For those people out there, real quick, Legend Has It. It's actually the guy's rapper's name is Legend, right? And they matched up with and Legend is a fucking great rapper, but they matched up with a bunch of northern jam, a bunch of northern students that were not yet on the next step of their career, so they're kind of in limbo, right? You know,
solid players.
but solid players. So they kind of had this, I don't know, jazzy, upbeat jazz blues kind of feel,
Rap.
and then rap, and then Legend. Just so if you get a chance to listen to it, just YouTube Legend Has It.
Yeah. It's so hard for some of the bands. Like, there's so many good original bands and people that write great music, but that's a career that really needs to, persistence,
I know.
just all those words that we have. It's a tough hill to climb. Everything's against you.
Yep. And you're only as good as your last fucking song or whatever.
So even when you're doing super well, but the record company's not happy at where you're at, it's like you could be that next day. You could be like, yeah, we're not going to go forward with the next record. It's like, well, that's my whole life, man. Yeah. What am I going to do? So you end up being in cover bands.
Yeah.
No, for me, I've always enjoyed being on Dave Mason's band was a cover band for me. Like I didn't write.
You didn't write any of that stuff.
The songs, so
right.
I get it, but it just the line is blurry. Like it's entertainment.
Yeah, but you enjoy every fucking song you play and sing. You do. I've never like not seen you smile when you play. You know what I mean? So, and also, I'm gonna toot your horn real quick. You can play fucking awesome, so it makes it that much better. Like you literally know, like I said, if anybody,
another $100.
Another $100. If anybody's, please, next time you guys see PBJ, I know you're out there drinking, having fun, eating, and everything like that, but Bobby's fingers actually like move so fast that they disappear. Like they move so fast that it's like it's.
But
like,
am I really playing?
Yeah. He's never really playing.
It could be. I was gonna say earlier, maybe I have Bill Furlong behind the. Curtain banging the bass, and I'm over there like really like I'm doing this shit. So could be
the guy behind the curtain.
Could
Milli
be.
Vanilli is Bobby Vanilli or is he Vanilli?
Something.
He's Vanilli.
I don't know that I would enjoy just sitting on a stool.
No.
And letting something else come out of the.
Yeah.
So I do like the element of PBJ that we really wing it. We for sure.
Yeah.
Hardly know the tunes, which I know there's musicians that'll listen to that and be like, "Well, you guys really didn't know the bridge or something." I was like, "Yeah, well, that's not the point. The point was to like our memories are being like, hey, I remember the chorus of that song. Why don't we play that?"
Yep. Yep.
So the people get that little bit of memory as well.
Right, make it your own. The thing that I told Bobby, it was so funny. I said that I'm such a live music dork, and you know that because I built a bar, that I didn't want to have anybody, I don't want to play tracks. I wanted the musicians, I didn't want to play to a track.
Right.
But then you realize that there's just some songs you got to play to a fucking track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's great bands out there that use the both of them. I mean, both national touring and local that learned
to do it right.
To do it right.
Right, and I learned that the hard way. I mean, technically, like Pink Floyd played to a track, kind of, right, in some of their songs.
I would guess. I don't know, but I know that some of the bigger bands definitely had sequences going on and.
Right, and that was just me being ignorant because I didn't know any better. Like I was like.
Okay, it's entertainment that you're watching each of it in its different form. You had a couple, I mean, not a couple, but a lot of the bands that come through here, you guys, you need to come and check out. Like, I came in the door, Two Beer Tommy was up here.
Oh, yeah, shout out.
Shout out to them guys. I think it's James Workman on guitar, killer guitarist. They sounded so good. The crowd was having fun.
Yeah, they were.
And that's
it's good energy. It's great energy.
A few hours out of your stressful day, you come and hang out here. You go to the Comedy Vault and catch. You guys do 3 people at one night, or is it like there's one headliner and 2 warm-ups, or is it one warm-up?
For the comedy?
Yeah.
So every show is set up the same. So how it works is you have an actual host, okay? The host is the one that gets like about 5 minutes, right? And then they introduce the feature.
Okay.
So there's one guy or girl, excuse me, or them or they or whatever it is, and then you have the second person, and then the main act goes on for usually about the full 45 to 60 minutes, depending on the set. Yeah. Awesome. So what's great about what's completely different about Evenflow, and you know this because it's so funny because Bobby's always on the stage here, but at the comedy club he's always a customer because Bobby doesn't have 5. You don't have 5 minutes yet.
I'm a paying customer, even though I know these guys so well and I love them. And Liz, you're always offering, I'll comp you, but that's not the point. The point is to support you guys.
Thank you.
As much as possible. And as a band guy, I try to drive as much traffic as I can to the shows that we're doing.
And you do, and your art speaks for itself. People want to come and see you. It's not like you're dragging anybody out here. You're awesome.
Right.
But
some of the I tell this story to a lot of people, so I'd like to tell it to you, the audience here. During the recording years when we had the studios the recording studios my wife and I did. A lot of the bands would come in repeatedly working on a record or something, or 5, 6, 7 songs. And I'd be like, "Oh, how'd your show go?" And they're like, "Oh, dude, the show was great, but the owner was a complete dick." And the next question would be, "Well, how many people did you bring?" "Well, at least 20." And it's like, "Well, yeah, because he was in the kitchen contemplating suicide because he's got to pay the staff and the insurance and BMI and ASCAP and the electric, and you're over there playing for mom and dad. Like, you got to do better. Don't just play your instrument. Get out there and learn about your marketing and make things happen." We in Hi-Fi, we're blessed to have Dave Mikulskis. He's on top of that stuff big time. They ask the band members to, give a shout out on their Facebook page or whatever their social media platform is, which is important. Band guys, you need to do that even if you're not the leader of the band.
Yeah.
You still want to drive traffic so we can play here again at Evenflow next year.
Yeah.
And the year after that.
God, you hit it right on the head, Bobby. You really, it's a dance. Like the place has to provide a good place for people to be and hang out, and the band has to provide good art and let people know about it.
Right.
Yeah. It's funny because
Right.
we have a mutual friend because of the situation of the pandemic, and just because of situations. Peter from the Lounge Puppets.
Oh,
Yeah, I met him through just because
Pete Greco.
Pete Greco. Shout out to Pete.
out.
Shout out to Peter. He's awesome. He's the best. And they're playing here soon. Actually, they get a couple dates here, which is great. But he's a great dude. But I just met him because we were open and Chicago was closed. Like, Geneva was open.
Right.
Chicago was closed.
Right.
So
right.
he just showed up, and now I fucking love him. He's a great guy. Real nice guy.
Great singer.
Yep.
There's Lounge Puppets, and he's got a new project called LP Vinyl, I think. It's,
LP Vinyl, yep.
It's a Jet on bass.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
I think you're right, yeah.
Another great friend and great band. We are spoiled in this area, and
Hell yeah, we
we're
are.
also the home of Jim Peterick, which is him being from Illinois. I'm sure there's other guys, but he is so good and successful at what he does, and has done so much of it. So Jim started the band, the Ides of March,
Okay.
and also Survivor.
Oh.
And what people don't know about Jim, shout out to Jim Peterick, that he wrote so many songs for so many different bands, like 38 Special, Night Ranger,
Do you know one? You got any?
pretty much any of their songs, I think.
You got them all?
Well, I don't know that I know the names of them, but I know Hi-Fi plays Hold On Loosely.
Oh,
He
okay.
wrote that. Now my brain's going dead. I don't know if you guys all remember Black Hawk, the country band.
I would probably know the songs, but I don't recognize the
And you
words.
can tell because the songs are really good.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, he does a great job. And here, he's from Illinois. So there's a lot of people from Illinois and the Chicago area that have done so well. I know the Doors keyboardist was like from Lyons Township or something.
What?
Yeah.
Ray,
yeah.
what's his name? Ray Manson? Yeah. Help me out. Manic? Ray? Close.
He's passed now.
Yeah, he was one of.
We got the
he was-
Crying Shames.
Whoa.
We got the Ides of March. We got Survivor. Chicago, clearly. And then just tons of others just that really kind of paved the way for some of us other guys.
I know.
Some of us younger guys. Of the things not to do. I said this to Dave Mason one time. It's like, you taught me so much. And I think the band was joking. It was in a dressing room, and it kind of got thrown off content of, the what not to do. But I meant that in the nicest way, like the things to avoid when you got your band out there on the road and making decisions and
Like what? Elaborate.
so it's tough. There's sometimes something will break down, a vehicle will break down, or you're in a not so cool hotel room, and you want to sleep in a bus or a van or whatever.
Oh, really? Like scary hotel room type of
Oh,
thing?
terrible. So promoter provided. You're like, man, I think I need to sleep on that old mattress in the alley, before I take my shoes off in this hotel room. And then there was, I've always said it was the best of the best and the worst of the worst. But either way, with Dave, it was it was a lesson, a paid schooling, so to speak, to how to demand that your sound is right, how to do the sound checks. Everybody get what they need. Don't turn around and be adjusting shit once you start playing. Things that musicians should know and should ask about if they don't know. Again, going back to promoting, there wasn't light crowds with Dave Mason. No, it was good ticket sales always. Same with Hi-Fi, same with, Bill's band, The Candles.
Yeah. Shout out to 16 Candles.
16 Candles, awesome. Great bunch of guys.
Except for the bass player.
Yeah, he's a little tough.
Tough.
We love Bill Furlong. That's the bass player of 16 Candles.
He's a
And
jerk.
actually, so here's a secret that I'll let you guys in on. Bill, Mike, and I, and Frank Check.
Oh, shout out to my boy Frankie.
We get together every now and then. Don't tell anybody about it, but now you'll know.
Yep. It's out there now.
And we have an amazing, fun night.
We murder little animals. No, we don't. We literally hang out and have a blast.
We do not murder little animals.
No, we're not. It's not a secret club or anything like that.
But we have a
actually just
list
hang
of the people that,
Right.
if there was a purge called, that'll be going in the first 6 minutes.
Oh, we got Putin at the top. Don't worry about it. He's at the top. No, but it is funny. No, it is great.
Scratch that so we don't get a Russian missile.
Yeah, exactly.
inflow
We don't
in
get.
Geneva. So my parents, from Taylor Street, they moved out to what was then Clarendon Hills or Hinsdale. And it was right near Argonne National Laboratory. And as a kid, everybody told me, geez, that's the second or third thing that, if there was a world war, they would bomb. And I'm like, man, where would I run? Do I run to my bedroom? Can I take my mini bike with me? It was a little crazy. I'm like, we should just move away from here.
Yeah, it's just not
But
here.
I think the history is that in part of the A-bomb was invented there at the Argonne National Laboratory. So,
Right there.
yeah, part of it, or an igniter, or who knows.
I believe it.
It's probably like a little screw.
But who cares? Still.
We invented the screw.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was talking to Johnny Ray, my buddy, and he was telling me that he literally remembers that when they had the sirens would go off in school and they go underneath their desk. They thought that was a good way
yeah.
to avoid a nuclear
Those
bomb.
desk with the flip top. I mean, this is old.
It's like, hey, a nuclear bomb's coming. Under your desk. Obviously. That makes sense.
I don't know, man.
That's
I don't
crazy.
know, but we are blessed. No matter how you cut it up, our country is.
Yeah.
This is a great.
Oh my
place to
God!
be.
I'm so. We want to be able to be talking like this in Russia. We wouldn't even have microphones. We wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
So it's really cool.
All the politicians can do a better job.
Amen to that.
That I'm
Amen
not going
to
to give
that.
you any credit on that, you
No.
guys.
Amen.
It was a terrible job you're all doing.
Amen to that. Yeah.
So get your shit together.
Please.
It's embarrassing.
Please. And
But let's get back to Michael
protect small businesses.
at the Even Flow. Who's coming in? Who do we got
All
coming in?
right. So we got a lot of great
It's
acts coming.
Tuesday night, by the way, that we're filming this. You won't see it till later on, but
Right.
there's an open mic.
So what we do every Tuesday, it is an open mic, but it's more of an open jam. And the
Open
reason
jam.
we call it open jam is because we have Andrew's a house sound engineer, so he'll mix everybody on the stage. We also have a full drum set. We have a guitar, bass, amps, keyboard, which Bobby's got right in front of him. And so, did we lose it? Did it turn off? Okay.
Automatic.
All right. So anyway, please come on out, take care of Melissa. She does a great job. We jam. You get up here. You take turns, and what it ends up kind of turning into is kind of like I call it a jam because some people get up there, do 2 or 3 songs, and then one guy just wants to play guitar. So you just sit back and play guitar, and then they'll jam into House of the Rising Sun or something fun.
Every Tuesday is free drinks
No
of water.
water. Son of a.
Wait, was that? I always drive by the sandwich shop. What is it? Not Subway, but Jimmy John's for free smells. I think like 30 of us should get in a fucking bus and just walk into it and just be like, no, you can't kick us out. We're here for the free,
Free smells.
we're here for the free. Nice pickle, smells fresh, and just wait for them to come and remove us. Free smells like that, and not one bite. You can't find a coupon anywhere for that.
Let's make this happen, Andrew. Let's get a camera and let's get 30 people. Let's go.
Right? Yeah, we'll do a little podcast and see how long it takes us to go to jail. So, but yeah, keep on supporting your local bands. I know a lot of you guys have favorite bands. I love that. You know, being in Hi-Fi and being in PBJ, we've got a group of friends that we see a lot. But also check out the other bands too. You know, there's a great variety of people, girl singing, you know, leads, not just the guy the fronted vocals with the male vocal, but I know you got a lot of
We got
bands
a
coming
lot
in
of
here.
great bands
Like I said,
coming in.
Two Bear Tommy was
Fantastic.
exciting. There's
Jennifer from Hairbangers, she always does an amazing.
Hairbangers.
She always does amazing performance. We got, obviously we got Hi-Fi, we got Mike and Joe. We got a lot of great bands coming in very
I
soon.
think 16 Candles, whatever.
I want Dave. Dave, are you out there?
Only
Dave, wink,
only
wink.
a quarter of your crowd
Wink, wink,
could
Dave.
make it in here.
Dave, are you out there? Dave from 16 Candles is awesome. He's also part of my booking agency. He works with Double D Booking, and him and
Love
Josh,
them.
they're great. They're great.
Josh, yeah.
Josh are great. So shout out to those guys. Dave, one more wink, please. Come on. 16 Candles on the stage. You can look at all of Bill's art on the wall. Oh, speaking of Bill, okay, so here's another thing that's a great thing about Bill he's doing. I just fucking love this guy. So we all, get our drinks off for our boy Hawkins, for Taylor, everyone from Foo Fighters,
Oh,
please.
yeah,
We got to drink one for him. That's a very sad thing. He's not only one of my favorite drummers, Foo Fighters is one of my favorite bands. I've seen him live all the time, and we know that he was a good dude. I mean, he was on, he was just always a good dude. He had struggles, obviously. Everybody has struggles, but he's a good dude. So anyway, if you look behind me, Maddie, can we get a picture of the Bill's Dave Grohl behind me up here? So what
Up here, folks.
yeah. What Bill's gonna do? Thank you, Maddie. So what Bill's gonna do on the 24th of April? It's the last Sunday in April. He's gonna paint Taylor just like Dave up here. Okay, he's gonna paint a canvas, this huge fucking canvas up here. If you can get it, it's huge. It's awesome. And we're gonna actually put it over Neil Young on the other side. So Bobby, it's gonna match the same
cool.
size. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's gonna auction it off, and we're gonna do a silent auction. We can do a Facebook or people to come here. We want people in the house to enjoy. And we're going to celebrate Tyler. We're going to give money. It's all going to go to charity. We're going to give it to charity. We got a couple local charities that we work with in the past for people that have abusive with drugs and overcoming abuse.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that what ultimately took his life? Was the
Yeah.
drugs?
Yeah. In the end, it was drugs that took his
So
life.
people, if you think you're gonna do drugs and you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna do some drugs, instead come to the Evenflow.
Yeah. And do this drug.
See who's on this.
And do this.
Have a burger and a nice Coke or Diet Coke. It's gonna give you the same effect as the drugs, and you saved $100.
There you go. Save $100.
Easy.
And you can meet people and hopefully fall in love.
Don't be like us.
Yeah. No.
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 Kidding.
Don't be like us. No, but anyway, Bill's he's gonna donate, so he's gonna make a huge canvas painting of Taylor. I don't think he's figured out what exactly. He knows we're gonna get the size tonight. Bill, you still out there, or did he leave? He's gone? Okay. So, but he is going
We don't have to plug Billy any longer.
No, he's done. So fuck him. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. No, but anyway, we're gonna do this on the 24th. We're really gonna just try to raise awareness. Bill's donating his time, and we're gonna have awesome bands here. Bobby, I want to invite you. Obviously, I'm gonna force my my live band guys, Frank Check and Joe and Jeremy to come.
Excellent. Great.
So I'm gonna twist those guys' arms and get them in here. So we'll have live music. It'll be a free show, every donated, and we're gonna work with the local charity from Elgin and a couple other ones for this whatever you want to call it, charity event. I don't know, whatever. Tyler's Day or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
And it's just awareness, and I want everyone to know that one of my cousins told me that here's a guy who had fucking everything. He was, my cousin loved him. I loved him, but really enjoyed him as an artist.
Yeah.
And he's like, this guy had everything. He was the drummer of the best band pretty much right now, okay? And then he goes, he sang with Led Zeppelin. He sang Zeppelin, he sang with Jimmy Page.
I didn't know that.
He sang with Zeppelin. He sang because he could do that. His range, he could do oh my God, Zeppelin's lead singer. Help me out.
Ray Balon?
No, Zeppelin's lead singer. I'm losing my brain. Anyway, Page. No, not Page. I'm losing my brain anyway. Anyway,
The singer.
yeah, singer. I'm losing my mind. Help me out. Come on, somebody shout it. Robert Plant. Thank you,
Robert
Robert Plant.
Plant.
Thank you.
There
God,
you
I'm
go.
losing my mind. So anyway, he sang Robert Plant like he was just a high energy, a good dude. And whenever I went to the shows, it was always interactive with him. And so it's kind of a dedication. But really, it's just the honest to God awareness. Like, control your fucking drugs. Like, please don't let them take you. You know?
Right.
I've already lost way too many
In
friends.
fact, what we're going to do is Mike and I are going to set up a drop-off for you to drop off the drugs.
yeah. You give them to us. You guys don't take the drugs.
We'll give you 5% off of a burger.
2.5.
Work with me.
2.5. 2.5%. They better be really good drugs. That's all I'm saying.
No, that's so sad. Yeah. Keep yourself.
That's a
keep
good
check
idea.
on yourself.
Hey, Melissa, we need a drug drop here.
Well, they got the bank. Isn't the bank drop still here? So
Yeah, I
this
can
is
open
an
it.
old bank we're sitting in, folks. That of some of you guys that are just watching the podcast and not here physically. So there's still some of the elements, like the vault door is still here.
Yep.
Quite a history in this building.
A lot of ghosts in here.
302 West State Street.
That's West State Street.
Right.
Yeah. It's an old bank, and actually, there's a real cool story. Capone used this bank, and Elliot Ness had this bank as one of the hundreds of banks that he used to put him in jail for tax evasion. This was one of the banks that they used. Elliot Ness used this bank.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, there is some serious history. Capone was a freaking monster, man. He had so much money, he didn't even know what to do with it.
Is this building haunted? Does anybody
Oh
know?
fuck yeah, it's haunted.
Any of the workers have any stories?
Yeah.
Oh, good, Liz. We're going to have to do that too because I know Ron Anesti. Let's give a shout out to Ron.
Ron?
He does great for the communities that he reaches, that he does business in, and also surrounding communities. But they have something about their ghost tour
Oh, they
as
do.
well, or about the ghosts that are in the theater that's going to be coming up soon.
And that building is almost as old as this one. This one was built in 1918,
Wow,
and that one was built like right after the war was over with, like right at like 20.
I'm almost that old. I feel like.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I feel like when I was born, there was not yet colored photographs. There was all these, like, there's a ton of pages in my book that my parents gave me that are black and white, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, really? So when you watch
You don't act it though. You don't act fucking. You act younger than me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for all that you do.
Oh, man, we're
for
just-
the community and
we're
for
fucking blessed.
Geneva and for Batavia.
So
with
you
the
got
Comedy Vault.
so you got Hi-Fi's got a fucking full outside tour right this summer. Are you guys going balls nuts to the wall or what?
So yeah, there's quite a bit of outdoor fest coming up, and I know November 5th we come back. Hi-Fi will be back here at 302 West
5th.
State Street, Evenflow.
Shout it out.
But yeah, we got a bit of a busy schedule coming up, and it's always fun. Like I said, we're still all doing it because it's still something we all want to do. It's not becoming a pain in the ass yet. So I don't know if I've ever been in a band that became a pain in the ass.
You would have left it.
Yeah. Well, I did say, like, well, not that Dave Mason's band was a pain in the ass. It was getting hard to travel with the keyboards.
Yeah.
And really, budgets weren't allowing for any air cargo at that point. So, I'm walking in with two 70, 80-pound keyboards, and the lady's eyes are lighting up when I put it on the scale, like, oh, I'm going to nail you.
Really?
Not in the way you would think she would say. She was going to nail me.
Yeah.
But, and then you got like you're trying to like lighten the load. So I'm putting some of the stuff in my carry bag. And then at the gate, they're like, or at the security, they're like, well, you have to be able to turn it on. And I'm like, I can't. There's the parts are underneath the other parts are underneath the plane.
That's
I can't.
insanity.
So, but understandably, they had to, rake up their security. And hey, this is cool, folks. As we're winding up our podcast, the open jam.
Yeah, gotta
Some of the people are coming in.
Do you think that's a guitar in that box, or do you think a fiddle?
I'm hoping it's not a machine gun,
Okay, not well, and no, not
but that's all right because my buddy's right there. So if somebody pulls a gun,
take him. You gotta go down.
Take him out, Gino. If he's got any, we don't hesitate. No, but Mike and all the staff at Evenflow, we can't thank you enough. I made up my mind on the way here that I was going to keep on plugging you guys because I can't believe you stayed open through this mess.
And I thank you. And really, to be honest with you, Bobby, like it's a whirlwind. I mean, it's been an absolute whirlwind, and I'm just blessed to have so many great people like you, your bands, all the guys that we know.
10 years, you guys. Is it 10 or 11?
Going 11 now. Going 11.
Evenflow. So
Yeah, May will be 11. Isn't that crazy?
if you haven't seen this club, get online and look at evenflow.com, because it's, to me, it's like the Harley Davidson of bars. It's a great,
I like that.
It's a great bar. It's great pictures. It feels different.
Yeah.
And that's not to take from all you other venues, because our brothers and sisters at Tailgaters, Dirty Nellies.
Oh, I love Nellies. Shout out to Nellies. I'm
Right.
a huge fan.
The Two Brothers Roundhouse.
I got to see Violent Femmes at Nellies. And Violent Femmes is one of my favorite bands ever. Like, they're my favorite punk band ever, like ever. And I got to see them, and the sound was amazing. I was so jealous because
Do you think that
they
was
have
like
a way
the
different.
early definition of a Karen?
Oh,
A violent femme,
Violent.
right? Like you would think, like we've had enough already.
So, Bobby, I got a theory on the Karen thing. Okay, you want to hear my theory on this? I think it's because of Goodfellas. Okay, remember his wife, the main guy. His wife was Karen. He's like, Karen, what'd you do with the drugs, Karen?
Oh, yeah.
We need Karen. We need the fucking drugs, Karen. Like, I seriously think, because I grew up, everybody in their life who has not seen. Raise your hand if you have not seen that movie. I don't think there's not any hand out there. Everybody's seen Goodfellas.
Well, now we've got quite a bit of an audience,
We got some people here.
and they're waiting for the jam. So
want
like,
the
I
jam?
hope these two guys get the hell off the stage.
Yeah, and we still.
But he's the owner, so we could do this all night.
Fuck it. I gotta hate.
Really fuck this night up for you guys.
All right, when this is done, we'll leave. Challenge. No, anyway, but seriously, Bobby, I fucking love you very, very much.
you too,
You're a
bud.
beautiful human.
Thank
And we were finishing out what we were talking about. Just real quick, we plug Bobby Scumaci. He's the best. We got High Infidelity. He does PBJ. He's going to do some other fun things. But you also are doing a little venture yourself, aren't you, right now?
We are. Lisa and I, my wife Lisa and I are just now organizing a publishing catalog, a music catalog that's directed towards use for film and TV, and we've got a real nice start on what we were able to accumulate in terms of a catalog, which helped us get it going pretty fast.
Little known. Bobby's always had a studio. He's got a studio now. He is an amazing mixer. He's mixed so many people. He's done TV shows.
$100.
You did a treasure hunting TV show. You did all that stuff. You mixed it.
We did, yeah.
So you got a hell of a fucking shit, and I'm very proud of you and all that stuff.
Thank
And Lisa, the real business,
My
the real
Lisa.
brain. Lisa's the
Yeah.
best. Yeah. So Lisa's the best. So love to Lisa. All right. Well, everyone, we got open jam starting. We got people in the
All
audience.
right.
Thank you, humans, for coming out. I really
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you,
it.
guys. Thank
We do
you.
this podcast every Tuesday or maybe whatever. And thanks to Maddie, Andrew, Tristan, and everybody. We'll
Awesome.
get this thing rocking and rolling in the future. Thank you, guys.
everybody. Thank
Peace
you.
out. Have a great night, everyone.
Peace out.